How come my chair squeaks and yours doesn't?
Because I don't move around and I'm skinnier. Oh my gosh. Franklin Roosevelt. Welcome back to the podcast.
We forgot the D.
Franklin D. Roosevelt. Are there a couple? Why is there a D? Is there a couple of them?
I don't know.
Was he the one in the wheelchair?
Yeah. Yes. Totally. Kyle?
Interesting. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Is he FDR? I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah, he was in the wheelchair.
He's New Jobs guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to
Teddy Roosevelt
FDR.
Was not.
Teddy.
He was the carry a big stick and speak softly guy.
Was he a president or was he just in that Ben Stiller movie?
He was a president, and I don't think he was in that Ben Stiller movie because he was definitely dead by the time Ben Stiller was around.
Robin Williams is Teddy Roosevelt, though.
You think so?
Yeah. There's no, deciphering. You can't. He did too good a job. Okay, welcome back. Welcome to the CMT, Country Music Tea, Country Music, Pop Culture, Comedy, Education, Science podcast, where we really just...
Science.
Of course, because, we're breaking down the molecules of what makes country music, you know?
Wow.
We're getting deep here. So I would like to apologize for both of our outfits. Because I know that, my outfit looks bad. But, I'm a monochromatic girl. And I just, I wore this sweatshirt yesterday. So it was already worn. And I needed to just, wear something. And I didn't want to wear black leggings because it's a new sweatshirt. So it's fuzzing out a little bit on them. So that's why I look like a giant tampon. But you probably didn't notice because my makeup looks so bad. So you weren't even looking at that. And then obviously we got Frank here with legs exposed, non-consensually.
I mean, I didn't shower today yet, so.
Toes exposed, non-consensually. That's actually the theme of today's podcast. So I haven't showered today. You have not. And producer Kyle has not showered today. We've all talked about it. That's why he's wearing a hat. Kyle and I and our significant others, we actually had a chili cook-off last night. Sorry that you weren't invited.
Who won?
We actually found out that when you work together,
Everyone loses.
You really win. It's a stronger thing. So their chili was very soupy. Mine, I let that girl simmer way too long. It was
I saw it on the stove. You haven't cleaned up yet. It's still burnt.
Yeah. It was. No, I literally have to throw that pan away. It was expensive. So we got a new power washer, so that's gonna have to power wash it outside. Yeah. But mine was chunky, dunk, thick, too thick. You couldn't even call it a chili. It was more of a dip. It was thick. So we combined them. And found out, I think we really should maybe talk to the United States government. And it's if we could just work together like our chilies, maybe we could get some stuff done around here.
Was yours a vegan chili, Kyle?
They were both vegan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wait, I don't look vegan. You can't tell by all my acne and dark circles that I'm vegan?
Totally. You're not vegan.
I was before my wedding for a couple months. And let me tell you, I was so beautiful, so skinny, so glowy. But so hungry. I'm sorry, but I was starving.
Hangry all the time.
Yeah. But welcome back. It's been a couple weeks. There were some circumstances. My son's birthday party. So I literally had my whole family.
A week-long event.
It really was. In my home growing up, you had a birthday week. So it was you got to ride in the front seat on the way to school every single day of your birthday week.
How did your family with you and your sisters, how did you decide who got to sit in front? Besides non on the birthday week, but the rest of the year?
I feel it was a healthy rotation, but mostly it was my older sister. It was kind of a hierarchy because then she went off to high school, so then it was just me and the little ones, and then I got it. But you gotta give it to them. You gotta rotate sometimes, but also. There was car seats. So the car seated losers in the back.
Yeah, see, between me and my brother and my sister, it was strictly whoever calls it rules.
How did were you a shotgun? You have to be
outside though.
Okay.
Or in the garage.
And what was the call to action?
I call front.
And
that was it.
Wow. Do you guys still do that if you guys got up in the same car? Isn't that so cute? Isn't it so fun?
It was the same way with doing the dishes. And that was a terrible call by my parents that they didn't assign dishes.
Yeah. So how did that go?
We just fought a lot. It still
death.
like makes me hate doing the dishes.
So is that in correlation to the video I saw of you guys whipping your newborn
that was an
premature
accident.
baby around?
That was an accident.
Okay.
That was all fun and
Kenzie.
games until it wasn't.
She was so tiny and so cute. Gorgeous. Well, yeah, we had my son's birthday party. So family upon family upon family just in town. Everyone wanted to come through, see the party. It was fabulous. Frank's stunning, beautiful life partner, Molly, made Malcolm's smash cake. And it was perfect. I was very worried about it because I didn't speak directly to Molly about it. I spoke to you about it to speak to Molly. So,
well, you texted her a little bit.
Yeah, she confirmed some deets.
She was laughing because when she asked you what flavor you wanted it, you said vanilla vibes. She was like, "What the fuck does vanilla vibes mean?"
I didn't want her to think like, "Oh, I just like." She's an artiste, you know. She's a creative. She is just like an absolute animal.
Vanilla.
Like, yeah, but I didn't want her to think like she couldn't do it. If she felt called to do, something crazy with it, I didn't want to box her in. You know how it goes. Like, I don't want people to put me in a box. Like,
we both laughed at that.
Yeah.
Vanilla vibes.
That'll be a good, she needs to start a bakery. Like, her baked goods, they're not baked goods. They're baked greats. Like, they're so good. They're so delicious. And she's really so multifaceted. It was amazing. So thank her for that. Shout out to Molly Swift. If you ever need vanilla vibes, call her. I'm sure she could pull off a chocolate vibe as well.
Yeah.
Pretty meanly. And then, unfortunately, we had an illness that struck the podcast. Producer Kyle, he fell ill with COVID.
Dang.
Which he selfishly then infected his wife. It was awful. But he's here. He is more stunning than ever. And he's stronger than ever. He's learned a lot from the experience. So we've been a little MIA the past 2 weeks, but don't worry. Basically nothing happened in country music, as always. So we didn't miss a ton. But we've got 2 great stories to talk about today. Zach Bryan's arrest. And
juicy.
The 2023, something about 2023, I always want to say 2013. The 2023 CMA nominations were announced.
Can you believe it's been 23 years since Y2K? It feels like that was just last week.
Maybe longer than a week. Today actually is 9/11, so it's a somber day for the American people. But that seems like it was
not 22
maybe
years
2
ago.
weeks ago opposed to a week ago. But yeah, time really flies when you're growing up and paying taxes.
Yeah.
And suffering from your parents' mistakes. It goes so fast. But it's so beautiful. We're here. We should be thankful for it.
Mm-hmm.
And should we just dive in? You need to put your swimming cap on, flippers, bathing suit, Speedo. Have you ever worn a Speedo in public? Over the age of 6?
I don't think I've ever worn a Speedo.
Oh. What about a jammer? Were you on a swim team?
What's a jammer?
A jammer is, think of it as a Speedo of the Bermuda shorts variety. Do you know what a Bermuda short is? You know, like literally what you're wearing is a Bermuda short for a woman. Like, it was a Speedo, but not a Speedo because
it comes down to the knees.
It's called a jammer. Yeah.
No, I've never worn one of those either.
I was on the swim team and diving team. I was a pretty good diver.
I wasn't on the swim team. Did a lot of other sports, but not that.
Oh, well.
I can still swim, though. Don't worry.
Oh, I didn't. With your webbed toes, I wasn't worried about it. So, okay, first story. Zach Bryan was arrested. I think the good thing that came out of this is I finally Googled Zach Bryan. Like, I fought him for so long. I just was like, his visualization, which I was judging a book by the cover, so that's on me. But Zach Bryan, my first thoughts were always Zach Brown Band, Luke Bryan, which one is it? It just was a little, these guys with these 2 first names. You can't run from them here. You can't hide from them.
They're everywhere.
They'll always find you. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll look him up. He does indeed look like every high school bully that like lit their farts on fire. But his music is actually pretty great. I don't know. All I know about him.
So he streams like crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he really does. All I know is I like a couple of his songs.
Yeah.
And he got arrested.
Did you watch the video? I mean,
of course I watched the video. It
was this long thing, but it made it seem like he said all this stuff like he was just mouthing off for a while, and he said basically everything in the span of like 24 seconds.
But okay, he did say a lot.
He did.
This is via Taste of Country, our queens and kings and jokers. Dashcam footage of Zach Bryan's recent arrest shared to TikTok corroborates the police report and what the singer said happened after his incident with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol on Thursday. The full video, which TMZ obtained, which is like your parents growing up, they say like, I'll always be here for you no matter what. They'll never be there as much as TMZ is always there for us. They get the evidence. Like, do you want to know who killed John Benet Ramsey? TMZ probably knows. Like, they've got everything. After some time, the singer gets out of the driver's seat of a black truck parked next to the SUV, then walks over to the front passenger window of the SUV. After a trooper gets out and goes over, Bryan says he was, quote, wondering why it's taking so long. A valid question, but now, I never graduated college. I'm not the smartest cookie in the cookie jar, but I know that if someone is arrested or a cop is doing their thing with someone, even if you know them, you're not really supposed to pull up.
Well, it was his bodyguard, I think, that was in that car, right?
Right. But you're still like, once my mom got pulled over and she was following my dad, and my dad circled back around to be like, oh, like my wife got pulled over. I'm like, go make sure she's okay. And the cop like flipped out on my dad. So like very easily my mom got pulled over following my dad, and my dad was like, bye girl. Like, you're on your own, meet you at home, because he was like, I'm not making that mistake again.
Well, maybe like your dad, Zach Bryan, can learn from this situation.
True. Zach Bryan, he's just like my dad. Like, they really are so similar. When the singer does not comply, the officer then goes on to say that he can get back in his truck or go to jail. And Bryan was quickly handcuffed. From there, the footage shifts to Bryan's handcuffed inside the police vehicle, which is just like, this is democracy. This is America. I love that we have access to these things. Unless I got arrested, I'd probably look hideous and I wouldn't want anyone to see it. Like, can we put a filter on that first? There, Bryan both tries to defuse the situation by saying, I will get back in my truck right now if you let me out of these handcuffs, which he kind of had the opportunity to do that before, but whatever. So he said the second time this has happened in 3 days, these effing cops are out of hand, truly. Which, facts, but maybe not in this situation. Elsewhere, he also appears to say that the officer will regret not letting him go. I love this. This is him. Do you know who I am? But instead he said, if you don't, this is going to be a mistake, sir. I promise. Kind of iconic. Like, who does he think he is, Beyonce? Yeah. But anyways, then he also appeared to say that these boys need checked, which that's, a little country.
He was in the front seat, though.
I know.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's
why?
Because he looks the way he looks.
Because it's a Lyft and not an Uber. You ride in the front seat.
No, I think it's because he's white. But sure, yeah, it was a Lyft and an Uber. He said a bunch of effing middle-aged white dudes arresting people. What did you think the cops were, Mr. Bryan? Like, yeah, that's who they are, middle-aged white guys that arrest people.
Or maybe the cop was like, ooh, I do know this guy's famous, and the dash cam is right in that front seat. I'm going to drop him in there so I can get...
Was the cop in the frame?
Yeah.
This was his moment. Okay, that's why he put him in front.
I always wonder, like, who gives these videos to TMZ? Maybe they're public record. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. A very interesting fact I thought, though, that I didn't really see on TikTok. Once back in the car, he relates to the officers that there are, quote, beers in my effing glove box, which that's a Morgan Wallen song. Like, there's no way Morgan Wallen did not write that song. According to TMZ, those empty beer cans are in the truck due to the fact that it has a good sound system. So Bryan sometimes sits in his driveway drinking and listening to music. Alcohol was not a factor in Bryan's recent arrest.
Yeah, he didn't seem fucked up. I mean,
beer's in my glove box, though. Like, that's kind of good. Yeah, I thought that Zach Bryan, he handled this, I guess, as well as you possibly can. You know, he got on TikTok. He said his piece. He said, I did XYZ. It was wrong because of XYZ. In the future, I'm going to do XYZ to do better.
No press is bad press.
I guess. I mean, he's now the face of Outlaw Country Spotify playlist, and it's his mugshot. It's going to be, you know, on merch and everything. It's like the Johnny Cash vibe where it'll be a great thing for him. Opposed to, you know, if Carrie Underwood got arrested. Yikes.
Yeah.
But this, somehow it gives him street cred. It gives him, you know, a little je ne sais quoi, a little joie de vivre to all of these country guys. So, yeah, I did. The arrest, maybe this was a PR stunt because it forced me. Then I was like, fine, I'll look him up on Spotify. And it was pretty good. It was not what I expected. I was like, maybe he used to light his farts on fire, but it's because he was upset over like girl problems because he really is a deep guy. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Did you listen to him? Do you listen to him ever or have listened to him or will you?
Yeah, I haven't listened to the new. I think he just released something new. You should probably know this. But I haven't listened to that. But I have listened to like when there was whatever, he started blowing up.
Yeah.
I went to Spotify and listened to like the first handful of songs. And I don't like that Something in the Orange song. But the rest of them, I was like, this is cool.
I do like that song. And like, I get it. It's very popular. So you've probably heard it a million times. Like, because I was like, oh, shoot, I do actually know this song from TikTok. But I was also like watching it very early in the morning while I was drinking coffee on the porch. And I think that's what Mr. Bryan intended. So it kind of, he got me right where he wanted, you know?
Yeah.
I woke up to the news. It was dusk. Dawn. And took a little listen, and maybe if I would have listened at 2 p.m., I would have thought differently.
Yeah.
But it intrigued me.
It's definitely, I know it's not for some people, but for me, it's like, it is really good, like, background music.
Okay, I know what you mean, because I was like, this would be good cooking music, because usually I listen to Italian dinner music, because it's just like a good vibe in the background where, you know, I can't cook to Beyonce. I'm going to be adding spice. I'm going to be adding too much salt and stuff if I'm listening to Beyonce. It's just good, kind of like keeps it mellow, follow the cookbook, follow the directions.
Yeah.
And have a good night.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. I don't want to diss him by saying he's background music, but that's the kind of vibe. He's kind of got vanilla vibes.
Vanilla vibes. But there's a little something. There's a little caramel swirl going on, you know? The lyrics are like kind of deep.
Yeah.
It's not like, girl, I miss you because you're gone.
Yeah. He's definitely on Zoloft.
That's a Morgan Wallen song as well. Girl, I miss you because you're gone. It's as simple as that, guys. Like, anyways, okay. The CMA nominations came out for the 2023 year. I feel like some people were missed. Some people were dissed.
Yeah.
But I don't know, which I guess, the voter window. Okay. I don't really know when the cutoff is to be nominated, because there's in my opinion some things missing.
Like what?
You'll see.
Okay. Well, let's get into it.
Should we are we starting big, or are we starting the opposite of big? Don't want to call it small, but
I don't care.
Okay, let's start big. Let's go big and then go home.
No,
is my child crying?
we gotta lead. You gotta lead up to the big. No. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's crying. I think there's just a bird in your upstairs apartment.
So yeah, when you have a kid, every sound sounds like a kid crying. Like I will take a shower
Somebody flushes the toilet.
No, I constantly am like, and then I check the monitor and it's like he's sound asleep, like an absolute angel. So, okay, musician of the year, because we're gonna build up.
Okay.
Or do you not care about musician of the year?
No, I do.
Okay. Janae Fleener, which I think you worked with her.
Huh?
Didn't you just work with her?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah, so she was
obviously
amazing.
She's got to win.
She's won it the last 4 years in a row.
Oh, okay, so she will win. Paul Franklin, Rod McNally, Derek Wells, and Charlie Worsham. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want Charlie to win because I think he's a badass, but I feel like more light should be shined on the musicians of the year because, our producer, he could one day be in that.
Should we nominate him?
We should.
Someone's got to. You can't win if you're not nominated.
The people that aren't in the music business don't understand like how much these players are like the lifeblood of just as much as the songs of Nashville and because country music.
There would be no country music without music.
Yeah, that's true.
Put that on a t-shirt. Okay, music video of the year. Ashton McBride, Light On in the Kitchen. Old Dominion, Memory Lane. Jelly Roll, Need a Favor. Jordan Davis, Next Thing You Know. Hardy featuring Lainey Wilson, Wait in the Truck. Who's gonna win?
I haven't seen any of those except for Wait in the Truck. Maybe I haven't even seen Wait in the Truck. Yeah, I have. I can't judge that one. I don't know.
Okay, I'm calling it. I think Wait in the Truck is gonna win. It's a very powerful music video.
Yeah.
Period. Musical event of the year. Jelly Roll with Lainey Wilson, Save Me. Cole Swindell and Jody Messina, She Had Me at Heads Carolina. We can't even talk about Cole Swindell on this podcast because we get ripped to shreds. Like,
why? Because people love him or hate him?
Apparently he's buried a body with everybody in this frickin' country. You say like, oh, I think Cole Swindell has a little spinach in their teeth. Like, why would you tear him down like that? He deserves everything. Like, okay, I just said, okay. Kane Brown with Caitlin Brown, Thank God. Hardy featuring Lainey Wilson, Wait in the Truck. And Carly Pierce with Chris Stapleton, We Don't Fight Anymore.
I would say that Cole Swindell. Because that was like a multiple week number one.
Yeah, I see that. Or Kane Brown with Caitlin Brown because like it's just so iconic that they're doing their thing, you know?
Yeah, it's fine.
You don't love love? You don't support love? Single of the year, Luke Combs' Fast Car. Lainey Wilson's Heart Like a Truck. Jelly Roll, Need a Favor. Jordan Davis, Next Thing You Know. Hardy featuring Lainey Wilson, Wait in the Truck.
Yeah, pretty good songs on
Single
there.
Of the year. I think Jordan Davis, Next Thing You Know.
You
that
think
song,
so?
like, I'm telling you, I could be in the witness protection program. Can't get away from that song. Like, it is everywhere.
Yeah, when I first heard that, when I first heard of that song, I was like, really? Next Thing You Know? Like every songwriter in Nashville has written that title. But they wrote it the best. It is really good.
Yeah. Great song.
I think I'm going to vote for, what was the second one?
Lainey Wilson, Heart Like a Truck.
It's a pretty good song. Either that, I think either that or Fast Car is going to win.
Okay, I'll tell the CMAs you think, and we'll see if they consider it. Song of the year. So this is awarded to the songwriters.
Yeah.
Not so much the artist. Luke Combs, Fast Car, songwriter Tracy Chapman. We'll divulge. Lainey Wilson, Heart Like a Truck, songwriters Tranny Anderson, friend of the pod, Dallas Wilson, friend of the pod, and Lainey Wilson. Should be a friend of the pod. Jordan Davis, Next Thing You Know, Jordan Davis, Graylin James, Chase McGill, Josh Osborne, Megan Maroney, Tennessee Orange, David Fanning, Paul Jenkins, Megan Maroney, Ben Williams, and Hardy and Lainey Wilson's Wait in the Truck, Renee Blair, Michael Hardy, Hunter Phelps, Jordan Schmidt.
Fast Car.
I think so too.
That would be crazy. Think Tracy Chapman ever would have thought that when she wrote that song?
Negativo.
In 2023, some guy that looks like Luke Combs is going to take it to number one for multiple weeks. Some
big guy with a little garlic bread in his beard was just going to shoot it to number one. I do love it though. My dad has beef with that though. Like, he's like, don't you know anyone there that you can tell him to stop playing that on the radio? It's on every minute. I want some new songs. I'm like, ooh, okay, hater. Album of the year, Ashley McBride. Ashley McBride presents Lindaville. Lainey Wilson, Bell Bottom Country. Luke Combs, Getting Old. Morgan Wallen, One Thing at a Time. Kelsey Ballerini, Rolling Up the Welcome Mat.
Ooh.
What do you think? Kelsey Ballerini's not going to win, but that's who I want to win.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, Lainey's album is pretty badass. All those albums have been pretty huge and streamed a lot.
Okay, I think Morgan Wallen's going to win because I think
there's 36 songs on that album.
Yeah, because it's longer than the Declaration of Independence. But I think that this is the CMA's way of trying to be like, sorry. I'm so sorry, Morgan, that we Didn't want you here last year. Please love us again. Like, I feel like it's like that.
Maybe.
You know, oh God, here we go. Not saying that he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying that they're going to try to like slowly bring him back. But we can talk about that later off air. New Artiste of the Year, Zach Bryan. Arrested. He's going to show up in handcuffs on the red carpet. Jelly Roll, Parker McCollum, Meg Maroney, Haley Witters. Donde está Nate Smith? Donde está Bailey Zimmerman? Where?
Well, I don't know. I guess how many number ones has Nate Smith had?
He's about to have a number one.
But he hasn't had one yet?
That's none of our business. He hasn't had one yet, but like give him time. Like it's gonna happen.
But
He's number 26 on the charts today.
Yeah, but I'm sure like all those other people, maybe next year.
Okay.
Because the maybe new artist thing is like someone could have been like an artist like had sure. 5 number ones and they started 15 years ago and they're like,
this is the first
new artist of the year.
First year Thomas Rhett is not in the new artist. Like, oh
he's
my
had like
gosh.
10 albums that have all gone number one.
Literally.
New artist of the year.
Vocal duo of the year. Wait, who's winning? We didn't say. Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's gonna win.
I think, I wonder if Zach Bryan could win, but Jelly Roll, he's just gonna give a way better speech than Zach Bryan.
And his outfit's gonna be banging. He will show up in handcuffs, but it won't be related to Zach Bryan. It'll just be his
he's
style.
He's gonna be handcuffed to his wife.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she's so iconic. She's doing meet and greets now at the shows.
Really?
Yeah, she's making her bag too. Dang. She said, if you want to look at me, you're gonna have to pay money.
What's her name again?
Bunny.
Bunny. Just one word? One name?
I'm sure it's like Bunny Roll. Mrs. Roll. I'm not sure. I know she's not Bad Bunny, but she should. That should Bunny be her Roll. Name. She should talk to Bad Bunny about maybe switching. Vocal duo of the year. It's pretty much always the same every year, but we have a little new addition I'm excited about. Brooks and Dunn, Brothers Osborne, Dan and Shay, Maddie and Tay, and The War and Treaty.
Nice.
I love The War and Treaty. They're actually on a song with Zach Bryan that I was like, do I like this?
I think Brothers Osborne are going to win because they win it like they're just musically better than everyone in that category. Maybe not The War and Treaty, but The War and Treaty isn't really like big enough yet.
I know, but like this could be the little bump they need.
Could be.
Vocal group of the year, Lady A, Little Big Town, Midland, Old Dominion, Zach Brown Band. We don't have like a new group. We need a group.
Yeah. Old Dominion.
Probs.
They always win that.
Yeah. Male vocalist of the year, Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen.
I mean, I feel like Chris Stapleton just wins
What's the point?
Every single time.
What? They're wasting. They could have put
an
ad
here. He should be like, all right, I'm just not going to do it this year.
Yeah,
so you can have somebody else do it.
Don't make them feel bad. Don't get their parents all like, because now parents are going to buy tickets, show up. Like, come on. A female vocalist of the year, Kelsey Ballerini, Miranda Lambert, Ashley McBride, Carly Pierce, Lainey Wilson.
Actually, I want to circle back to the male vocalist of the year. I think Cody Johnson could potentially.
Cody Johnson, he could.
If they're just like, if the CMAs are like, we can't give it to Chris Stapleton again.
Okay, remember, this is country music. They don't care if they've done the same thing for 98 years. They're going to give a tribute to Johnny Cash's stepbrother's dog trainer at every award show. And you're like, oh, God, okay. I think Lainey Wilson's going to snatch female vocalist of the year.
Probably.
She's going to, like, no question. All right, and the big dog, entertainer of the year, Luke Combs, Chris Stapleton, Carrie Underwood, Morgan Wallen, Lainey Wilson. The fact that Lainey Wilson is, like, there, it's iconic.
I mean,
cool.
I was talking to Molly about it the other day, and, like, I think she's sort of skyrocketed into success because she actually makes good music.
Yeah, no, she's
there's plenty of people in the country music world that, like, their music is okay or maybe sucks, but they like have other things that bring them to stardom. Mm-hmm. And she definitely has like an it factor. She's amazing.
She does.
But she also like follows that up with making badass great music.
Remember her ACM performance? It was so good. Like I can't wait to see. I hope she's performing. They haven't announced performers yet. But who do you think's gonna win?
Luke Combs.
I think he is too. I don't think he's ever won.
Really?
I'm pretty positive he's never won.
His tour is just like, don't they just like, do they actually take votes for that, or is it just whoever made the most money on tour?
There's a CMA board. Oh, he won it in 2022. Never mind. There's a CMA board, so they all vote.
Because I feel like part of that is like the actual how good of a live show it is, but I think also some of it is like how many people showed up, because there's both him and Morgan Wallen brought out. They sold a lot of tickets this year.
They did.
So, is that the big beef, or you had something else that you were?
No, that was really it. That's all I have in this life, you know. Nothing more, but nothing less. So we will see. They're in November. Don't you think it's kind of like early to do the little
No, that's normally. Oh, maybe.
Because it's November 8th? Something like that? Yeah, November 8th.
That's 2 months away.
Should we go?
Less than. Go?
Yeah.
If you really want to.
We need to be on the red carpet.
I mean...
If anyone knows anyone that can get us on the red carpet, like, we will do interviews. We will ask important questions. We're not going to be asking, like, are you excited to be here? Who are you most excited to see perform? We'll be like, who did you vote for in the 2016 presidential election? Just kidding. No, like, literally, we'd have so much fun. So we should just put it out there, you know, manifest it.
Let's do it.
Manifest destiny. Cute. Well, Frank, this was unbelievably fun. My ribs are just cracking from cackling. Like, it is a workout over here with these abs. Thank you so much for your insight, for your true love and adoration for country music. You drop at the knees for country.
Are you patronizing me right now?
Never, 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 never. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the CMT, Country Music Tea, Country Music Pop Culture Podcast. It's what we do. Some people are firefighters. Some people are in the military. Some people are podcast hosts. And this is how we serve our community every week. So thank you guys for listening. Please follow us on TikTok, on Instagram, on Podbean, on Spotify. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe. Gorge? All right. Well, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.
Have a nice life.